Hey everybody, I wanted to come on here this week to just share some very sad news. My dad, who a lot of you know, who's been struggling with cancer actually for 7 years, stage 4 lung cancer for 7 years. He passed away this past week, and oh my gosh, heartbreaking doesn't even come close to describing what we're feeling right now. You know, you can prepare as much as you want or think you're preparing, but it just doesn't do it. My dad was just the absolute best. He was not only an incredible father my whole life, and I have so much to thank him for, or that I owe him for, or that I owe to him. The values that were instilled in me, he instilled in me a faith in Christ. He never pushed, but he led us in that as kids, and always guided us in that direction. And I'm so grateful to know that he's with God right now. And I'm so grateful for how he has instilled those values in me, and the faith that I have. I'm grateful for how he led our family through hard times and good times. My dad was the biggest child at heart. He just was such a good dad. He, when we were kids, he was always getting into shenanigans with us and documenting them. I owe my love of documenting things, whether it be nature, our trips, or just everyday moments in life. I owe that to my dad. He documented everything, and we have all of those tapes, and it is just such a gift. And a lot of it was him participating in shenanigans with me, my brother and sister, and our friends and my mom. But he was just always there for us. Always there for us. He, packed our lunches for school every day, all the way through into high school. He championed everything that we were passionate about. He's the one who introduced me to my love of cabin life and the outdoors and all of that, and was always my biggest champion for what I was passionate about. When I wanted to go to school out west, because he was the first one that was like, hey, we need to go out west. We need to do an out west road trip, because he didn't grow up doing that, but he did that when he, was in his late teens with his buddies, and he was always just an on the road, back roads kind of a guy. And I cherish the memories I have with him driving on the back roads through little places in the middle of nowhere out in Wyoming or Montana or the Dakotas, and certainly here in Minnesota. This is going to be kind of rambling. I never do videos like this. You guys know that. Like, my videos are completely about the experience of being out in nature, but this one is different, obviously. So yeah, I'm just gonna talk for a little bit here. But I'm the dad I am to Olivia because of the example I had, and I know not everyone has that story, but I'm so grateful I did. And my dad, the way he interacted and loved Olivia was just, it brought such joy to my heart. It's just really, really hard. So I just wanted to come on here to share that news with you guys. Oh, I have a little really cool thing that I recently found. If you've been watching for the past, I don't know, maybe for the past few months, I've been kind of having this feeling like, man, I gotta try fly fishing. And I was thinking about getting a fly rod. I was kind of looking up what I should do and what I should get. Well, I was downstairs at my parents' place yesterday, and I was kind of rummaging through some of my dad's stuff, and I saw over in a corner, I saw what looked to be the case of a fly rod. And my dad did fly fish. He was more a traditional fisherman, but he did fly fish. He would take trips out west with his buddies into the crazy mountains and kind of Big Timber, Montana, places like that. And they would do that every year. And I knew he had done fly fishing. Well, anyways, I saw what looked like a fly rod case, and I picked it up, and I looked on the back, and there's a little piece of duct tape, and it says, I don't know if you can see that, it says, "Good to go." And so, it's good to go. Just another gift from him. He also was the biggest supporter. You know, I was going to say outside Riley. I think they're tied. Of what I love to do, of this channel. But this isn't just about a channel. It's not just about YouTube, putting out videos and getting likes and views and stuff like that, or making money. I mean, to be real with you guys, this is how I support my family. This is my Riley stays home with Olivia. Like, this is our livelihood, and it's not something that just came up on a whim. I've been doing this for the last 15 or more years in different ways. I had a television show with my best friend Colton, who's actually coming here tonight. For those of you who know Colton, going to be hanging out with him for the next few days. He is part of our family. He loves my dad, and so I'm so grateful. I mean, I'm just excited for him to come. That's going to be so great. But I did a television show for ABC called Rock the Park. It was all about exploring national parks and wild places. In college, I was a journalism student. All of my projects were in the national parks and mountains around Missoula, Montana, where I went to college. My dad is the reason for that. My dad was an award-winning journalist. He won the Peabody Award. He did it in all different capacities, from print to radio to television. He reported live in East Berlin when the wall was coming down. My dad, he did a documentary where he jumped trains, like ran and jumped on the back of trains. My dad did stuff like that all over the world. And he's just some kid from Mason City, Iowa. That was all because of his spirit, his spirit of adventure, his curiosity, his values, to report, to share information, to document and to share it. And that goes for everything in our family with all of our family videos. But he instilled that in me, and he instilled that love of the outdoors. And this passion for cabin life in the outdoors, that is what I was getting back to. Is this isn't just about YouTube and likes and all that stuff. This is my passion, and what it really boils down to is not just like, look how beautiful this place is, look how extreme or fun this adventure is, look how tiny this cabin is, or whatever. Or cool this little camper invention is. What it really boils down to is the reason I love the outdoors, I love cabin life, I love adventure, all this stuff, is connection. It's connection with our Creator and His creation, and connection with the people my loved ones that I spend time with. That's what it boils down to, and that's what our channel is about. It's love of creation and love of family. And that comes from my dad and my mom, of all of the years of taking road trips together and spending time. And we would all pile into a Suburban back in the day and drive out west, and then we would all crash in one hotel room. I have 2 other siblings, so there'd be 5 of us and a dog or 2 in there. It was really, really cool when my dad passed this week. He eventually was kind of put on hospice care in the hospital, and we all were surrounding his bed in cots, the hospital recliner, couches, and on the floor. And it was one last moment like that, of all of us being together. And in that way, it felt like being back in one of those hotel rooms. And so we've been crying, we've been just being together, and so it's been real precious time as a family. So anyway, I wanted that to be known, because and going back to my dad, he was the one, like I said, who championed this more than anyone else, or on par with Riley. He was the guy that would call me at like 10 at night, when I'm camped out somewhere in the middle of nowhere with just Ellie, and check in and say how you doing, how's everything going, and then he'd be the first one in the morning at like 6 a.m. to reach out and make sure I'm okay. And I would share so much with him, when I go on these road trips. The one that comes to mind recently is when I went out to Montana, and I spent a week going to a few different cabins: the Fire Lookout, the Diamond Butte Lookout, and then the Crandall Creek cabin, I think that's what it was, and then the 4 Mile cabin. And just calling him along the way, because he was an out west guy and he had been to these places, and I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss calling him up and say, hey, I just rode through these crazy mountains in my snowmobile. Literal crazy mountains. It was the crazy mountains. And him being just like so pumped for me. And if you guys remember, I called him when I was in the Diamond Butte Lookout, and he helped me out, because I always have my satellite internet with me, or satellite communication, but I can't just like call people. And so I was able to use my internet to contact my dad. And anyway, I'm gonna miss that incredibly. But I want to let you guys know the future of this channel, and it's that we're gonna keep going. we're pressing forward. I know a lot of you, and I appreciate you in saying this. I appreciate the heart behind it. People are like, don't worry about the channel, just be with family, do what you got to do. I appreciate that so much, but there's a couple reasons why. Well, first of all, I am gonna, I'm being with family, I'm doing all that. But why I'm going to continue this channel, basically as is, apart from this week's video. Number one, my dad wanted me to, and wants me to. He's the biggest champion of this channel, and while he could not even speak, all he could do finally was write. This week, I was editing the Gordon Fire Tower video, which went out last week, which, praise God, people are loving that. I was editing that while hanging out with him in his hospital room, and he was reacting to it, and he was giving me little notes of encouragement, like love the close-ups of the waterfall and all that. To the very end, he was encouraging and supporting me in my passions. And he always wanted me to keep doing that. And all the times he's been sick, he's encouraged me. And just so you guys know, the way I do things with this channel is never at the expense of our family and what we have going on. It's why a lot of times I'm only out for a day and night. It's because I go out to to do what I love and share it with you guys, while simultaneously spending as little time away from home as I possibly can. And that also goes back to the fact that this is our livelihood. I've worked my whole life for this, you guys, and my dad knows that, and he loves that. And so the sad reality of YouTube is that you have to keep going, or you kind of get left behind. And so as much as I do really appreciate all of you guys and your encouragement to take time off and all that, I'm doing that, but I'm going to keep going too. Those are a couple reasons right there. The other reason is this helps me. Like going out to these places, this helps me. I've always healed in the outdoors, in lonely places. You know, if you're a Christian, you know that Christ would often retreat to lonely places by himself, up into the mountains. It would say in the Bible, like he would head up, like before anyone else was awake, into the mountains. This is where I heal, and so continuing this is also in that light as well. So I know my dad wants me to do it. I know I have to do it. This is how I support my family, and I get to do it. I love it, and so that's what I plan to do. So next week's video we'll be back on track. You know, I'm not. We are grieving hard. I may not look as you know, yeah, as I usually do, but maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm definitely going to continue. But I also want to note this, and I think this is something that I'm taking away from my dad. We've been watching a bunch of old movies or family videos and stuff, and he took us on these trips and stuff, and my mom, and first of all, I don't want to downplay my mom. My mom is as big of a part of this as anything, but this is about my dad. We would go on these trips, and there'd be no work. We would just be together. And I need more of that in my life. I get the joy of spending time with my family while I do this, and I love that, and we cherish those memories, and we enjoy it. But at the same time, it is, you know, if you can't tell, I'm not trying to just pat myself on the back, but there's a lot that goes into these my normal videos. So many different cameras, so many different angles, and everything. And so it's not that, you know, it's not that time, that same kind of time as just leaving it all behind and spending time together. And so I plan to do that. I'm not saying it's going to be all the time, but I may end up doing videos every few months, maybe every 4 months, or maybe twice a year or whatever, that are similar to this. I don't mean where I'm just rambling about stuff, but just not the grand adventure, something that's a little less grand, so that I can do that and take time off and go be with my family. And that's what this week's about. That's why, you know, I had my plans for this week, but that's why I'm just doing this. One, to let you guys know what's going on, and two, to be able to spend time with my family. And so that's that. It's exciting because on the one hand, I'm excited to keep going. I'm excited to get the fly rod out, and to keep on with what my dad loves and what I love. But I'm also looking forward to finding more opportunities to get away with my family and leave the cameras behind. So, but with that being said, there's going to be videos every week, God willing. And we're going to get back on track next week. So I think that's really all I wanted to say here. Your prayers for our family would be so appreciated. Prayers for peace, that we would grieve with a eternal perspective, you know, that this is actually a happy, you know, it's hard for us, but this is a joyful moment for my dad. He's not in pain anymore, and he's he's with God, and there's nothing better than that. So prayers would be appreciated. And I'm looking forward to getting back out there and doing more eventually next week, honestly, where we're going to be back with another adventure next week. And I have some really cool and fun things planned for the coming months. So I'm looking forward to that. So thank you guys so much for your understanding. Thank you for your prayers over these months. If you stumbled upon this video and you're just hearing me talk, if you made it this far, bless you. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to what comes. But this is a hard time for us. So yeah, I guess I'll wrap this up by just thanking you guys also for your support. This is my passion. This is my dream. I've been working towards this my whole life, and it is it's a lot of work, but it's an absolute joy to make these videos and yeah, to just share this with you and to give you a sense of what this looks like. You know, I go out and I shoot all day into the night, and I love it because I'm doing things that I love. And then I get up and I do it again, you know, if I'm out there 2 nights or whatever. And then it takes me like 4 or 5 days. Like, I don't want to say 4 days, 5 sometimes, to edit these videos. And we're talking hours and hours and hours, like full 9 to 5 type days, because there's so much that goes into it. But I do it because I love it. Like, I could not go out and camp and shoot and edit every week like that if I didn't love it. So I love it, and I'm grateful to you guys for your support and for watching and being a part of this life and channel. So thank you guys so much. Yeah, this is a tough one, but I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate your understanding for this week's adventure, or lack thereof, and looking forward to continuing on. So we'll see you soon. As you can see, Ellie's hanging down here with me. She's been a great partner and friend. So anyway, love you guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week on I hope an epic adventure. I have some plans. We'll see what happens.